The story that's coming out at the moment, that Prince Harry, Elton John and the other people who are taking a case against the Mail newspapers and the other newspapers in that group about phone tapping, the idea that they're out of time, that they should have brought this case earlier, simply overlooks the reality. The reality is it sometimes takes a long time before you realize that something particularly nasty has gone on, or before the evidence emerges. The same sort of thing is true when you suspect something is wrong and you don't find the evidence for it until much later. It was only, for example, when I was recovering from an operation in a hospital that I realized that my previous operation 10 years earlier had been conducted very badly. And when I asked questions, there were winces. That shouldn't have happened like that. But by that time, it's too late to make a case. It's too late to complain. I was in considerable pain. And indeed, my life was in danger because of stupidity and because of error that should have been brought really to the attention of courts, or certainly I should have done something about it, but I didn't know what to do it. And I didn't know what to do about it. I just assumed this was normal. And it takes a long time before ordinary people realize it isn't. And we aren't in the business of dealing with phone tapping. We aren't in the business of looking at the extraordinary ways that the gutter press go about collecting their stories. If we were in that business, then we would know when there was error. As I've said before, I know people who were involved in that sort of business, and I was horrified when I learnt. I certainly never want to have anything to do with them. And I think this is foul behaviour. And if on a technicality they can get away with it, then clearly our law is not doing its job. No, the only people to change our law, the only people to make sure that our law can do its job in future, are in Parliament. And I don't have a lot of confidence in the people there at the moment. They seem equally beholden to the barons who run newspapers and television companies and radio stations. They seem particularly concerned about what can come out about them. It's all a web of blackmail and control. I'm not sure this is the sort of world we should be living in. We ought to take a stand, even if nastiness peddles around tapping on our shoulder. That's the price we pay. But we have to change this culture. This culture is wrong.